here we are. This is a little puppet show, something I received from organized religion, same as the theater seats inside. And what it is a lot of magic happens when things show up in your life, and all of a sudden that's the pathway you got to walk down. I'm not really a puppeteer, but you can bet your sweet Pippi I'll be learning something about puppets soon. Duncan Showroom. Got these little babies all over the place, trying to convince the world to listen to music. And when I say listen to music, I mean not talk through music. That's some fun. That is just doing a little demonstration of where we are, what it's all about. Heading into the Duncan Showroom. Getting ready for a show right now. Getting the sound swing. We got all the different musicians in, getting ready, getting set up. So some lights are on, makes it look like a dental office.
He's a nice guy. He loves the road and like.
Just a little idea. I don't know if you can catch this, but can you see this bottle cap right here? Can you catch that bottle cap in my fingers? Now the whole thing is that bottle cap's not there. That's a hologram created by mirrors. And the funny thing is both things show up in the picture. Makes you wonder sometimes, doesn't it? I want to show you one other thing here. Nothing in here is for sale, although there is an awful lot of stuff to look at. It's all loosely based on the concept of people with too much spare time. Now the spare time I speak of is not necessarily the spare time spent in solving the problem, but the spare time spent deciding that this was a problem that had to be solved. So even if you get the egg to there, you still got to flip your wrist, and if you're left-handed, well, just forget it, you're out of the game. But the frivolousness, the lightheartedness is what it's all about. Getting people to come into the venue, take their mind off the real world as they've known it outside, get the stage set, so to speak, so when the music starts and the whole evening takes place, the journey is a wonderful journey that when you leave, you have in fact vacated your past. You have moved on to a new place, and music has become a healing agent once again. Our attention to detail is such that we understand that if you get 60, 70 people into a room and they all have to use the washroom during break, it needs for a lineup. Now the problem with lineups is you got to then stand around and sort of either make small conversation or it's just a tough situation. That's why we put our puzzles over here. So we have a whole collection of puzzles. We've made about 7 or 8 so far this year. And it's just people can now have a conversation and talk about making puzzles. And you know how many people spend too much time on puzzles? Now here's a great thing. Someone gave me this. Aldergrove. Remember Aldergrove? Led Zeppelin came to Aldergrove before they were big. Black light poster, an original poster for me when Led Zeppelin showed up at Aldergrove. And pump organs, wonderful things. At one time, these are the last ones made were 100 years ago. But the technology still works. This allowed music to get to the outlying areas, to the rural areas, because you couldn't really carry a piano on a sled through the woods to get to your cabin, but you could sure carry one of these things too if you could. And this is what brought music to the rural areas. And you know, music is, the people who play the music that you hear are not all from big cities. They didn't start there. They started on Quadra Island. They started in the New Spey. They started in Lethbridge, Alberta. They started in Cardston, Alberta. They started in all sorts of little communities across the country. They got their music because music sometimes was the only thing that helped them relieve the pressures of the day, go to a place where they can find solace, where they can communicate their innermost feelings. That's why music is played such an important part in everyday life. And we give it mere pittance when we listen to it free on the radio. It's background music, it's just there. And you know, it's still to this day I find people who say, you know, oh, it may have been a bad rendition of a Joni Mitchell song, but I recognize it, as opposed to listening to a good quality original song, which is equally as good as what Joni would have done. We're just out there trying to make that difference, trying to make it all work. You know? Now here comes the next part. This is kind of the back area. Keep all our equipment stored in here. It's that last little vestige. It actually has a screen that cuts across there too, a curtain, so that when you're in the birthing room, as I say, just before you go on stage, just as I'm out there giving the monologue, the musician has that time just to, because remember, it's a privilege to get up there and entertain. It really is. And everyone I know really prepares themselves, and when they go up on that stage, it's boom, it's with a burst of energy, it's there. Now, this is a cool thing, in that right here, out of this computer right here, 39 days of July. 39 days of July, which is over 200 acts with over 340, I think it's 346 slots that we have of music that we put on. And it's just a phenomenal situation. I'm just going to look at something here just to give you which one would I like to look at that I think is really good. Oh, yeah, let's get Mr. David Gogo. Everyone know Mr. David Gogo? Mm-hmm. Wonderful blues player.
Everybody wants more than they should take. I ain't asking for forgiveness, and I don't need a helping hand. Gonna keep on keeping on low, giving all I can.
Anyway, we're going to head on down towards the kitchen now. This is, those are just cans and everything that has to be taken to the recycle place. But there's a little kitchen. We were doing hot dogs. we were doing hot dogs outside before. It was Longevity John's Coolio, hot dog and meat pie Emporio. It didn't last very long, but we might resurrect that. You never know. Oh, by the way, one of the things I want to talk about. A lot of the music that goes on here, people aren't exactly sure who it is, and they have to take a chance because not everyone's versed in the music business, right, or what music's out there. So one of the things we have here is take the chance, come down, because we have our finger snap and toe tap and money back guarantee. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, if you do not like the music in the first half hour, we will gladly refund you your money. But, should I have my spotter steak know that you were seen snapping your fingers, tapping your toes, or making any of those absurd airbag facial contortions, that fellow becomes null and void.
I was hitting my volume.
And what you're hearing is sound check. Yes, we're getting ready for the show tonight. That's why we're giving you a little tour right now just to see what's going on. You might think I collect a lot of Hawaiian shirts. Yes, I do, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are behind the scenes in the canteen. This is where the door entrance is. This is where it happens. This is where Jordan takes the ticket money right there. People come up, get their pop, juices, teas, and all that.
I might need to hear it.
See, we don't serve alcohol, but we do cater to the sweet tooth. We got little pastries and stuff like that. Hot chocolate, coffee, teas, all sorts of interesting things that just keep it in a coffee house kind of style. Wow, it's gonna be a good night. Welcome to the Duncan Showroom. We're here for another evening of entertainment. We are starting the far side of 8 p.m. sharp, but we agreed with the band that we wouldn't go too far past 8:15, so you're very lucky tonight. For sometimes we push that envelope and go right to 8:29. Yeah, just waiting, just to see.
Rebels.
Well, you can't do 8:30 because then you'd have to tell everyone it's an 8:30 start. Anyways, the little things the little attention to detail that we take care of all the time. And tonight, by the way, this is great because I can talk to the people out there that are watching the stream because they're not watching it right now, live stream. They're going to have to watch it later. We're still filming it. We're still doing the whole thing that we normally do. So you can still applaud as loud as you want to make sure it sounds really good all the way through. But we'll be able to be back to our regular recording at TV station tomorrow night when the YouTube police let us back on. Wasn't our fault. We followed all the rules, but someone made a mistake. And anyway, long story. And it just got shorter. Tonight, one of the things which is very interesting for me is it's been a while since I've seen this lady on a stage with Sweet Potato Brown. And the thing was, of our videos, speaking of which, on the YouTube, yours took up a lot of, you were surpassing everybody for the longest time. Maybe it was those people in Ontario or wherever it was, but she had over 1,000 views before anybody else in our collection did. I mean, you're up there with Sherry Ulrich. Yeah, and so she should be, Well, anyway, it took a little bit of hiatus. I hadn't seen her for a while, and I wondered what was going on. I got a hold of her. She says, well, I got this new killer band, this new rhythm section that's working with me. I really want to come out and do a show. And I said, well, it just so happens we have a date, and it was able to work it out. So she said, hey, let's put this together, and so we're going to do it. Tonight, it's the Troublemakers. Yes, it's Sweet Potato Brown and the Troublemakers. Yeah. Please give them a warm welcome to the stage.
Thank you, John. Yes, indeed. I am Sweet Potato Brown, and these are the Troublemakers, just in case you were wondering how that goes. I'm going to start off with a true story song of my own. Daddy drove the long haul for over 40 years. Never had an accident.
Like everyone else, I just got off stage.